Over the course of the past 18 months, I've worked with a lot of clients, specifically a lot of clients, not to mention numbers, and some, let me say prospects, because some we didn't close on the deal, right? Prospects are people who come to you looking for stuff. Clients are those who you eventually help meet a need or solve a problem, right? And for those who I didn't really help close or help meet that their real estate need, it wasn't actually from my end, it was from their end. And these are the things that got in the way. And I want to help you so you don't have to go through that as well. So most of the times, now I'll first talk about those who bought property from me, houses. The thing is, some of them, they knew what they want, right? But they first filled themselves with a whole lot of options before stepping into the market. Something called analysis paralysis, where you start analyzing, and then it impedes the speed with which you can come to a decision fast. And part of my job is to help you come to the best decision, the best buying decision, give you all the necessary information you need to make the best buying decision, right? And that's my job. But for someone who has gone through the internet, seen 1,001 properties, and then comes, oftentimes it's difficult. Like, if you're to see properties, that's good. It should be you've seen 1,000 and selected 1, 2, 3 from those. But in a case where you've seen so much and can't make a decision, when you meet me and I try to help you come to the buying decision, it's often difficult. So it's best you decide on what to buy. These people missed out because when they came, they showed me what they wanted, and I went into the market and got that. But because they had other options, okay, when I bring that, they were like, okay, this is nice, but let's look at this. I go get that. Okay, this is nice, but let's look at this. And guess what? At the end of the day, I wasn't able to meet their need. I got them what they wanted, but by the time they now say, okay, I think that first one you showed me is the best, that one was sold out, was no longer on the market. And the other two were not really their best choice, as it were. So it's the ability to make a decision, come to a decision really fast, is a superpower when you want to invest in real estate, especially with finished houses. Learn to come to a decision really fast. If you tell me this is what you want, definitely I will get that for you, but you have to be sure it's what you want. Get your budget right, get your structural taste right, get your preferred location right. These three things oftentimes cause a whole lot of back and forth with clients. Another thing that gets in the way with clients when it comes to buying finished houses is when they have a budget that doesn't meet the location they want to buy. For instance, in Abuja, of course, the price of houses differs across districts in Abuja. So you could see a very beautiful 7-bedroom, 6-bedroom duplex, even with a swimming pool and a 2-bedroom boys' quarter, all selling for 600 million naira in Gwarinpa, Karsana, for 600 million, 7-bedroom. However, you take that exact same structure to somewhere like Katampe Extension, Kuzape, Jabi, Jahi, you're going to pay nothing less than 2.3 billion or 1.7 billion for that exact same structure. Why is it so? The location affects price a whole lot in Abuja. So most times I see clients me, okay, so I want this kind of structure, and they see that structure in Gwarinpa, but they want it in Katampe. So they take the budget of Gwarinpa and expecting to buy in Katampe or in Kusape. No, it doesn't work like that. Ensure that your budget works with the location you're looking for. You can't buy that sort of structure that you see in Gwarinpa. You can't expect to get it for the same price in Katampe, in any of the phase 2 districts, or even in Guzape, right? And the same thing vice versa. So you can see a Terrace duplex in Guzape selling for 400 million naira, and then that same structure, you find it in Gwarinpa for 150 million naira, right? This is because of the location. So when you're budgeting for a finished building in Abuja, please be aware of the location that you want. Okay, that has also come in the way with clients so far because they have a budget that doesn't meet the location. So structure, I talked about structure here. When you see the structure that you want, be sure that what you see online, note the location it is in, and if you don't want that location, be ready to increase your budget to up to 900 million for that kind of massive structure in the location that you want. It is important. Another thing that gets in the way is when it comes to payment. So one thing you should know about for finished buildings in particular is when it comes to payment, when you're buying finished buildings, there is very few companies offer you the option of a payment plan. Okay, so it's important that you know this. It's not like land. And land, you can have a 50% downward payment and then spread the balance across 3 months, 6 months, or as the case may be. But when it comes to finished buildings, oftentimes you have to pay 100% before you can get the building. So I like to let you know that when you want to buy finished buildings, I have connections with certain companies. Because of the connection I have with them, they let me say, okay, your client can pay 70% down and spread the payment across a period of time as agreed with, and of course to be written down the period of time by which you will complete your payment. So when it comes to payment, most times I've missed some clients have missed it rather because they said, okay, is there a payment plan for this? If you must go through use a payment plan, one has to be written, and then it's often the least they can offer you 70% down payment and spread the balance up over a period of time agreed with the developer or the owner of that property. Just so you know, finished buildings often have to pay outrightly, often have to pay one time for finished building. And if you're looking to get good payment plans, then you can maybe call me and I would find a way to talk with the developers, and it will all be written and it will be carried out. But most times, when it comes to payment, be ready. When you budget, make sure you can go all the way. And another thing you should know in payment as well. So oftentimes what you're seeing online, what we're telling you is the cost of the building only. There's often going to be, if you're buying from an estate, there's going to be service charge, and it's often not less than 600,000, 500,000, depending on the location and where you're buying. There are some places where there's annual service charges as high as 2.5 million, 3 million naira for a year. So you add that to the price of the property. Say the property is 600 million. When you're going to pay an amount of 603 million for the service charge, annual service charge. And in some cases as well, you have to pay 5% agency to the person that helps you buy the property. So these are extra things that come into that you don't see on the price of the property. You should know that so it doesn't get in the way of helping you get that property you need. So these are 3 things that get in the way of helping clients like you get that dream house, right? It's important that you decide on what you need before you get into the market, and so we can help you speedily get that, because sometimes that building you're looking at, someone else is also looking at it. Yeah. And 2 is the budget for the location, budget and structure for the location. It's important that you know that. And finally, the payment process. Oftentimes what you're seeing is just the price of the property. It's not, every other thing is not put in there, like the agency and service charge. So when you say this, you're told you're paying 600 million or you're paying 700 million and for the building, and then at the end of the day you're offered an offer letter and you notice you're paying a total of, say, for 600 million for instance, you're paying a total of 625 million or 615 million. That's because if it's the agent that offered you an offer letter from the company, he's going to factor in his agency. If it's not factoring his agency, then you're then going to just pay for the service charge of the building and of course the price of the property as well. So these are the things that you should know that can help you come to a very beautiful close of a deal for you. Of course, you can call me anytime you want to buy property in the city of Abuja, and I'll gladly help you secure the best for you. Keeping smart with your investment and smarter with your life.